What's going on, everybody? DogMan here. Fortnite. It's been a couple weeks, I think, since I've actually made a video on Fortnite, but got a couple things I want to talk about here. It's specific to 4.5 update. This is pretty interesting. We had a pretty big change in here, and that's what we're going to really focus on. But just to let you know, this is the last part of the current Blockbuster event that's going on. And if you've had a chance to play the whole Blockbuster event, you've been able to pick up, obviously, one of the legendary weapons here. You've been able to pick up a mythic, a couple of mythics, get yourself another legendary hero, and as well, this particular week, they had a quick mission called Independence Day, which allowed you to pick up two specific Independence Day heroes, Stars and Stripes Jonesy and Stars and Stripes Headhunter. The helmets and backpacks for these two characters will be coming, or heroes will be coming at a later update. They didn't get it in on this patch. So you do not have much time to go ahead and get yourself in and finish this particular event off. It's been pretty interesting. It's giving out V-Bucks. It's giving out, like I said, your mythic heroes and stuff, and I've got them. Some stuff to go over with them. But what we really want to focus on here is, let me come out here, is the collection book changes that they made this time around. And hold on, I want to fix up a couple things here because I just came out of a mission. Okay, perfect. Armory, let's see what I've got left in here that I need to. So I've got my Bobcat there now. I haven't done anything with it yet, but I've got the Bobcat now as well in this recent update. Excuse me. But our focus here is going to be on the collection book, right? So there's some big changes they made in update 4.5, and I just want to go over it and then kind of show it to you here. So heroes, trap schematics, weapon schematics. We can now acquire them directly from the collection book through recruitment and research, okay? Select the item you wish to create in the collection book. So let's just go ahead and go through that. So let's say I wanted to create inside the semi-auto pistol section, I want to create the Jackal. You see down here we've got research. So if I click research, okay, you can see I need weapon. Designs and flux. Here's the problem. Flux is still a very big issue with this game. They have not upgraded the amount of flux you can get, and that's really very, very limiting, especially if you want to be able to grab weapons or craft weapons, because currently to get 100 legendary flux off your weekly event store, it will take roughly a month to be able to get that much. So once a month you can actually research a weapon. But as you see it, it's right here. You're able to actually research this. The interesting thing is when you research this, okay, it will result in a level 1 item and schematic and will have randomized perks. So we don't know what the particular perks will be until after that, but you're going to need flux, you're going to need training manuals, weapon designs, or trap designs depending upon what you're looking at. So I can just go through that. I want to go back over here. Let's say I want to come over to traps, floor traps, heck, patrol wards. I don't even know if they're available. They should still be available. I've never actually gotten my higher patrol wards. Not that I've ever used them, but again, here, trap designs, legendary flux. So that's it. If you want to be able to research and recruit them, you can actually get them directly from your collection book now instead of waiting through llamas to be able to grab them. So if you can look at it that way. So if you want to actually grow your collection book, you can actually craft it and then put it in your collection book if you don't even have a need for it, interestingly enough. But if you've been looking to get specific ones, you can. Now, keep in mind that this isn't going to include any specialty ones. So any of the event ones, like Scavenger, Fortnitemares, Vindertech, Holiday Survival, you're not going to be able to do that with these. So I can't just come in here and craft this. This person is not available to be recruited and researched. Okay, so event items will not be researchable, if you will. But regular stuff that's in the collection book, you can indeed research. I've got a few things here, as you can tell, that are researched. Like this here, I'll be honest, I think the only way I'm ever going to get this little guy is if I research it. So what the heck, we're here. Let's do a research, right? So there it is. Now I've actually got it in my item. I'm just going to go ahead and slot that in there. and select it, and that didn't even take much for me to do. So getting those level 1 items out of the way, that's easy to do now. There we go. So now my axes are all done. So I've got crystal axes now. I could go through if I wanted to. Let's just see. You can't with the crystal items. Okay, so you can't research the crystal items, but your main ones you can. Interesting. So clubs, the same thing. If I wanted to, I want to come over here. I want to research this one. It's weapon. I got tons of weapon designs, so what the heck? Let me research that cricket bat. There it is. I want to go ahead, slot it in there, and be done with it. I don't know about this one. I think I need to pick up flux. No, I don't need to pick up flux for the green either, so let's just go ahead, lock that in there. You guys probably think I'm crazy. Whatever. No big deal. Okay? Simple. Easy. Now I've just lengthen that. Now, here's the thing that's even more interesting. So you can do that, right? So you can get them if you get into these higher level ones. Ooh, I didn't get this one. Let me go ahead and research, install my collection book. Boom, done. Now, here's the flip side. As well as being able to research and recruit, you can actually unslot items from your collection book now for 20 V-Bucks. Okay, this is basically going to return the item that you put in, okay, and it's going to return it at the same level and perks that you put it in as. Which, I don't know if anyone's thought of that, but if, let's say I put something in at a decent level because I wanted to put it in there, I'm going to get that whole thing back without having to put schematic points or anything into it. So that research points into it, which is kind of nice. It's not going to reduce your collection book level, so don't fear that if I take something out, I'm going to lose my collection book level. You won't. What you'll do is you'll lose that cost in there for the research, so you'll have to get that research cost back before you can actually start leveling up again. So if I were to go in here right now, and let's say I wanted to unslot this, okay, you'll see it's going to cost me 20 V-Bucks, pay to unslot. I can get this copper stab sword back if I wanted to, okay? It would pull the research cost away, which is just going to add more research time on me, but it won't lower my level. So if you put something in accidentally and you've always wanted it back, now is your chance to actually be able to get it back. And actually, you can get it back for pretty cheap when you think about it. I mean, 20 V-Bucks to return it back to you, that's not bad at all. And research here, researching items is pretty decent. The only major downfall, like I said, would be is if we're talking in terms of your event stuff, where you're only able to get 5 of these, or you get 5. Well, you can only get a limited amount of flux. So you got your legendaries every week. You've got your epics every week. You even have your count rares as well every week. Okay, but it's going to take you the longest to pick up your legendaries, and that obviously is the traps and schematics that everybody, for the most part, wants to be able to research and have. Will be those legendaries. So just pretty much imagine that it will take you roughly a month to be able to research something you don't have. But you can do that with anything. So if I want to recruit a centurion wildcat, I can go ahead and do that. Training manuals, legendary flux. Remember that if we come over here, you can't do it with survivors. You can't do it with defenders. Okay, so it's only going to work on heroes, schematics, in terms of traps and weapons. Okay, but just remember, every time you turn something in, I don't want to do that with that, but let's come over here to a hero. Okay, so whenever I turn in heroes that are rare or above, keep that in mind. So they've got to be a rare or above. So let's just say, let's see, who do I have a bunch of here right now? Let's just say I want to turn in the Shock Trooper Renegade. I go to retire him. I will get a training manual and a little XP. Keep in mind, let's go the higher you go. Let's say I wanted to turn in Hazard the 13th, which I wouldn't. I get a few extra training manuals as well. If I wanted to turn in a legendary, or I want to add that to collection book, I can. Compare. You can't actually get rid of that one. A couple of these you probably can get rid of. Let's see, if I wanted to put her, I want to retire her, I'll get some training manuals out of her. So that's one way to get training manuals. Obviously, doing missions will get you training manuals. Same thing with weapon schematics. When you go and turn in all the junk weapon schematics that you don't need, every time you turn them in, you'll get weapon design schematics. The same thing with your trap stuff. So if you turned in traps that you didn't need, you'll be able to get those as well. So there's that, and then there's just in the general play, as long as you're leveling up, mission rewards, that type of stuff, you'll get those extra manuals and stuff, as well as inside your collection book. When you're leveling up your collection book, you can get that stuff as well. So reward info, as you can see, I can get a whole bunch of different stuff. As I'm pretty limited now because I've got all my I got a whole bunch of everything out of here, but as you can see, every time I level up, I'll get something as well. So, but yeah, on close. Thank you. So you won't be able to do it with event items, and this has been the crappiest event in terms of trying to get heroes. I've gotten the weapons over and over and over and over every time I open up those blockbuster events, but these I've gotten a little bit of. I am going to keep the demolitionist bull that I got out of that mission. I've picked up shotgunner Buzz. Somehow I managed to get her. So just a couple things going on there. Anyway, again, if you've got a chance, get yourself in there, get these couple of items. I still have to level Carbide up. I've got the Cloak Star leveled up. These are your new ones down here, so your Stars and Stripes Jonesy. They're not really anything in terms of different than some of the other ones you have, but they just look cool, you know. And at the end of the day, it all comes down to the fashion and what you really like in terms of the heroes. Again, their backpack and their helmets will be coming in a future patch. Just kind of go through it and see. Bonuses are generally a big thing that you're going to look for, depending upon. So, like, this is give 8% damage resistance bonus. Not a bad thing to have. All depends upon how you do it. Again, biggest thing I wanted to talk about was the collection book. If you have comments, questions, please do feel free to leave them below. Stay tuned. I will definitely have plenty more Fortnite stuff. Hopefully soon. We don't know yet. Don't have the release date, but hopefully soon we'll see it coming free to play. And then I can really feel like I can help out everybody new that wants to play the game but doesn't want to spend the money up front, which I can totally understand. Anyway, I'll talk to you soon. Thanks for tuning in.